I bet you didn't know the most complex thing in the universe isn't out there in space. Black holes, galaxies colliding. Nope, it's closer than you think. It's that 3-pound blob between your ears, your brain. The brain is the ultimate command center. It controls everything you do, from breathing to dreaming up spaceships. Pretty impressive, right? Psychology usually focuses on how we think, feel, and act. But there's a whole other world happening under the hood: biology. Biological psychology dives into how our brains and bodies drive our behavior. It's like taking a peek behind the curtain of our own minds. And trust me, it's a show you don't want to miss. Let's talk about the nervous system, our very own information superhighway. This intricate network is responsible for everything we do, from breathing to thinking to feeling. It's the ultimate multitasker, constantly processing information and coordinating our body's responses. Think of it as the internet of your body, but way faster and more efficient. The nervous system is split into two main branches: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, or CNS, is like mission control. It's made up of the brain and spinal cord, which act as the central processing unit of the body. They receive information from the outside world and send out instructions to the rest of the body. The peripheral nervous system, or PNS, is like the network of cables and wires that connect everything to the central hub. It's made up of all the nerves that branch out from the brain and spinal cord, reaching every corner of your body. These nerves carry messages to and from the CNS, allowing you to sense the world around you and react accordingly. Imagine this. You touch a hot stove. Ouch! Sensory nerves in your hands send a message racing up your arm to your spinal cord and then to your brain. Danger! Hot! Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, sends a message back down through your spinal cord and out to the muscles in your arm. Withdraw hand, now! All of this happens in a fraction of a second, thanks to the lightning-fast communication of your nervous system. Neurons, the real stars of the nervous system. These specialized cells are the messengers of the body, transmitting information throughout the nervous system. They're like tiny electrical circuits, constantly firing off signals that control our every thought, feeling, and action. Don't underestimate them. They might be small, but they're mighty. Neurons come in all shapes and sizes, but they all share some common features. They have a cell body, which contains the nucleus and other essential components. Branching out from the cell body are dendrites, which receive signals from other neurons. And extending from the cell body is a long, slender fiber called the axon, which transmits signals to other neurons, muscles, or glands. Now here's where it gets really interesting: the synapse. This is the tiny gap between two neurons where the magic of communication happens. When an electrical signal reaches the end of an axon, it triggers the release of chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters cross the synapse and bind to receptors on the dendrite of the next neuron, triggering a new electrical signal. It's like a relay race, with each neuron passing the baton of information to the next. This intricate dance of electrical and chemical signals is what allows us to perceive the world, think, learn, remember, and experience the full spectrum of human emotions. The brain, the crown jewel of the nervous system, the control center of our very existence. This 3-pound organ is responsible for everything that makes us human: our thoughts, emotions, memories, personalities, and even our consciousness. It's the most complex structure in the known universe, and we're only just beginning to unlock its secrets. The brain is divided into several interconnected regions, each with its own specialized functions. The cerebral cortex, the outermost layer of the brain, is responsible for higher-level cognitive functions such as language, memory, and reasoning. Think of it as the CEO of your brain, making executive decisions and keeping everything running smoothly. Beneath the cortex lies the limbic system, a collection of structures involved in emotions, motivation, and memory. This is where our feelings are born, from the joy of a warm embrace to the fear of a sudden threat. It's the emotional core of our brain, driving our behaviors and shaping our experiences. And then there's the brainstem, the oldest and most primitive part of the brain. This vital structure controls basic life-sustaining functions such as breathing, heart rate, and sleep-wake cycles. It's the unsung hero of the brain, working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep us alive and functioning. Mapping the mind tools of neuroscience. Neuroscience is a bit like being a detective. We have to use clues to understand what's going on inside the brain, this mysterious and complex organ. Thankfully, we have some pretty cool tools at our disposal. These tools allow us to peer inside the skull and see the brain in action, revealing its intricate workings in ways that were once unimaginable. One of the most important tools in our arsenal is electroencephalography, or EEG. This technique measures brain activity by detecting electrical signals in the brain using electrodes placed on the scalp. It's like listening to the brain's symphony, with each electrical wave representing a different aspect of brain activity. Another powerful tool is magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI. This technique uses strong magnetic fields and radio waves to create detailed images of the brain's structure. It's like taking a snapshot of the brain, revealing its anatomy in exquisite detail. We can see the different brain regions, the white matter tracts that connect them, and even the tiny blood vessels that supply the brain with oxygen. And then there's positron emission tomography, or PET. This technique uses radioactive tracers to measure brain activity, showing us which brain regions are most active during different tasks. It's like watching the brain light up as it thinks, feels, and remembers. The ever-changing brain, neuroplasticity, and you. For a long time, scientists thought our brains were pretty much set in stone by adulthood. But guess what? Our brains are constantly changing and adapting throughout our lives. This remarkable ability of the brain to change and rewire itself is called neuroplasticity. It's like having a brain made of modeling clay, constantly being shaped and reshaped by our experiences. Neuroplasticity is what allows us to learn new skills, form new memories, and recover from brain injuries. Every time you learn something new, you're essentially rewiring your brain, creating new connections between neurons and strengthening existing ones. It's like building a stronger, more resilient brain, one experience at a time. Think about learning a new language. At first, it seems impossibly difficult, but with practice, our brains start to change. New neural pathways are formed, and existing ones are strengthened. Gradually, the language becomes easier, more natural. That's neuroplasticity in action. This incredible ability of the brain to change itself has profound implications for our health and well-being. It means that we're not stuck with the brain we were born with. We have the power to shape our own brains through our experiences, our thoughts, and our actions. When the brain breaks down. Mental health and neuroscience. Our brains are amazing, but they're not invincible. Sometimes things can go wrong, leading to mental health disorders that can significantly impact our lives. Mental illnesses are real illnesses, just like heart disease or diabetes. They're not a sign of weakness or a character flaw. They're the result of complex interactions between genes, environment, and brain chemistry. Neuroscience is playing an increasingly important role in our understanding and treatment of mental health disorders. By studying the brain, we're gaining new insights into the underlying causes of these disorders, paving the way for more effective treatments and, ultimately, cures. Take depression, for example. Neuroscientists have found that depression is linked to imbalances in certain neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and dopamine, which play a crucial role in mood regulation. This knowledge has led to the development of antidepressant medications that help to restore the balance of these neurotransmitters in the brain. Similarly, research on anxiety disorders has revealed that these disorders are associated with overactivity in certain brain regions involved in fear and anxiety, such as the amygdala. This understanding has led to the development of therapies that target these brain regions, helping individuals to manage their anxiety and regain control of their lives. Neuroscience. A bridge to understanding. Neuroscience is more than just a branch of biology. It's a bridge that connects different fields of study, from psychology and medicine to computer science and philosophy. By understanding how the brain works, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, our behavior, and the world around us. Think about it. Everything we do, everything we experience, is ultimately filtered through the lens of our brains. Our perceptions, our thoughts, our emotions, our memories, they're all products of this 3-pound organ that resides within our skulls. By studying the brain, we're essentially studying the very essence of what it means to be human. Neuroscience is a rapidly evolving field, with new discoveries being made all the time. And as we continue to unravel the mysteries of the brain, we're likely to gain even more profound insights into the human condition. This knowledge has the potential to revolutionize our understanding of everything from education and healthcare to artificial intelligence and even the very nature of consciousness itself. So, the next time you have a thought, experience an emotion, or simply marvel at the wonders of the world around you, take a moment to appreciate the incredible organ that makes it all possible. Your brain. It's the most complex structure in the known universe, and it's yours to explore. Pause 3S. The world through your senses. In our upcoming episodes, we'll delve into the fascinating realms of sensation and perception. These processes are the gateways that allow us to interpret and understand the world around us. Essentially, sensation is the process by which our sensory receptors and nervous system receive and represent stimulus energies from our environment. Perception, on the other hand, is the process by which our brain organizes and interprets these sensory inputs, enabling us to recognize meaningful objects and events. We'll explore the various sensory systems, including vision, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. Each of these senses plays a critical role in our daily lives, providing us with essential information about our surroundings and helping us navigate the world. Our journey will also cover perceptual processes such as attention, pattern recognition, depth perception, and illusions. These mechanisms help us make sense of the myriad of stimuli we encounter every day, allowing us to focus on what's important, recognize familiar patterns, perceive depth and distance, and sometimes even experience intriguing perceptual tricks. By understanding sensation and perception, we gain insights into how we connect with the world and how our brains construct our individual realities. Stay tuned as we unravel these captivating topics and continue our exploration of the brain, the incredible organ that makes it all possible.